Hey YouTube, Nomad76 with you. Uh, you see here I have a Mr. heater, the portable buddy. It's the 4,000 to 9,000 BTU. You know, low setting 4,000, high setting 9,000. This was a thrift store find. In fact, I think it was a Goodwill. Yeah, Goodwill. $7.99. If you guys all know, if you've seen these in the store. They run, you know, between $70 and $80 for this model. I have another one. Well, it's not a Mr. Heater brand, off-brand, but same style, safe for indoor use type portable propane heater that accepts the 1 pound cylinders, or of course you can do the adapter hose and do the 20 pound cylinders. Just, you know, obviously if you're familiar with these, you know, they're a pretty decent little heater. And the best part about them is the other one I've used quite a few times hunting and camping inside of a tent, and they're safe for indoor use. They have a low oxygen shut-off thing on them, so they can be used in emergency uses, like in the home. You know, lose power and you have no alternate source of heat. They do have, you know, you still get a little bit of an odor from them, but all claims, at least from the manufacturers, is they're safe for indoor use. I would highly recommend in if you're going to use something like this for indoor use in an emergency situation, you know, power outage, something like that, I would have a carbon monoxide detector that, you know, has batteries. This obviously not running off your house electricity like your 120, 110, 120. So, okay, so we'll get into what I have here. Is I picked it, or my wife had spotted it, and she called me and asked me, you know, if it was a good deal. You know, according to Goodwill or whoever it was that was selling it, you know, it was operational. But when I got it home, I think it was during the summertime. It was a few years back, and I really haven't messed around with it because I have another heater. I have a couple Mr. heaters. One's a you know, different style, but you probably can hear it in the background here. It's providing heat. It's, you know, it's about 30 degrees here today, so a little cold out in the shop. So I tested it out and couldn't get it to work. So of course I tore it apart, you know, way back about 2 years ago, and I just have not ordered the part. And I pretty much, and we'll find out here, and I'll show you later in the video. If I'll cut away and I'll put it back together. Determined that it was the regulator. You can go on to Mr. Heater. That's probably why I'd probably plug Mr. Heater more than some of the other knockoff brands. You know, they may have parts available, but Mr. Heater's been in business a long time. They have an online catalog. You can just go on there and order the part right from them, and I think it cost me about, well, the same price as the whole heater, $7.99 the plus shipping, so a little more than the whole heater. But as you know, to buy one of these new would cost me much more. So I'm going to go ahead, plug in this this new regulator, see if I was right. So I'll be back with you. Okay, so there's the new one in there. If you see, you know, of course I have to put the whole thing together. It just actually slides down in there. There's actually no like hardware or anything, no screws or anything, and you just, sorry about that, trying to do this one-handed. You just bend these over, and that basically holds it in there. So I'll continue reassembling and be back with you in a minute. Okay, so now I have it in. The regulator's in. I had to transfer the fitting from the old one, the old regulator, to the new one. I did use some Teflon tape because I couldn't find my pipe dope. Teflon tape is less, or I wouldn't recommend it, honestly, because I'm pretty sure the old one just got clogged. Because if you want to know how I or what troubleshooting steps I did to try to figure out why it wasn't working, and granted I'm going to find out if I was right here shortly, but I applied a small amount of pressure, air pressure, to the input valve here on the other side of the regulator. Had this all disconnected and wasn't getting anything flowing through the backside. So I figured there's something was clogging the regulator. And then another note, this is just a We've ran their aluminum line with brass fittings. Just don't over torque that stuff. Just get it down there and just get it to where it's snug, and then a little sharp rise in torque after that. And then here's the valve assembly with your sensor. Not sure if that's the oxygen sensor or the tip sensor. Like, so if it gets knocked over, it'll shut itself off. So I'll continue assembling this and be right. Okay, almost back together. It's actually a pretty cool design, because pretty much everything snaps back together. It doesn't really require any screws or anything. There's one screw that holds the burner onto the bottom of the main frame here. That's it. So keep going and be testing it here in a minute. Hey, look at that. You got a flame there. There's the pilot light. I'm letting it burn a little bit. So reassembly wasn't too bad, especially means it's been a while since I took it apart, so I didn't remember all the steps, but you know, it's just kind of like putting a puzzle together. You just gotta look at everything, don't force it. So put a 1 pound cylinder on it. One of the key things, if you have one of these and you're trying to disassemble them, you note right here, see if you can see that, there's just a little detent, little spring loaded. It's just plastic, but if you like pried on it, you'd break it. All you gotta do is, it's spring loaded, to press that in, and then the plastic sides pretty much pop off. You gotta pry on them a little bit, and then the bottom parts right here, these ones do not have anything. They just slide right in. So let's see here. I see now the pilot light's looking a little more steady. Go ahead and go to low. I hear some hissing. There we go. We have ignition. So cool. So about $16, and I've got myself a $80 ish portable propane heater. I said it's not the same as that brand there, but the Mr. Heaters, that one, I think, if I remember right, I picked up at Lowe's or Home Depot, or one of the two, for in the $50 price range, which I thought was a lot more reasonable. I mean, I like the Mr. Heater brand, but they definitely asked more. Said it may pay off though in the long run for having parts available if I ever need to repair it again. So all right, there's it on low. It's running pretty good. Crank it up to high, and we're good to go. Well, there you go. Did another little short project, like I said, and now I've got myself another indoor safe propane portable heater to be used in the home for emergencies. So this is just another part, like I said, of my winter prep series, showing you some things you can do even on a budget. Like I said, you gotta shop around. I'm not as good about it as my wife is. Luckily, she likes to visit the thrift stores and stuff a lot, and you just gotta hit them up and see if you can find it. I'm pretty sure when she picked that one up, she almost had to fight somebody for it. No, just kidding. But there was a couple of people who were definitely eyeballing it once she put it in her cart. So good deal. $7.99 from Goodwill, and then about another $7.99 for the part plus shipping. So, and put back together and is fully operational. Thanks for watching, Nomad76. Hey, one last thing. If you're interested in filling your own 1 pound cylinders, I'll put a link in the video or down below to a video I did last year on the adapter you need to fill them with your 20 pound cylinders, one of these style, or even larger, but it obviously is a lot easier to manhandle one of these around than one of the real tall ones. Save yourself the money, because there's some places that charge ridiculous amount of prices for just one cylinder. So refill them over and over again. I've refilled these style multiple times. I've only had like 2 of the valves start leaking. So just one little tip for you guys.